Okay, good morning. Great to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to our official Vibrant Bond Passage celebration. Thank you all for your work. As we said last night, we are here both to celebrate the success of last night, but really to start the work of the next 6 years, which is what will this bond package look like in action. But before we do that, I want to just say a couple of words of thanks and recognition for all the folks that got us here. I think what we saw last night as more and more results trickled in was just more and more excitement about this Vibrant Bond campaign. We are looking at what will be one of the largest electoral turnouts in an off year in 2025. So we saw much higher voter turnout than we thought. So it wasn't just that they voted for the bond in very high percentages. Every one of the measures are over 60%. I think the top measure is almost at 68%. But it was also that people came out in great numbers to be able to support the election in what can only be counted as the Councilman Cashman birthday bump, I think was probably the reason for it. So thank you, Councilman, for your birthday present. But I just want to take us back to the process that has gotten us to this day, because it's not been without literally thousands of people of hard work. And so 9 months ago when we started this, council members started hosting public meetings in their districts. We did 12 different town halls across the city. We then organized an executive committee, many of whom are here today. I saw Murphy Robinson is here this morning. Thank you so much for your executive leadership. Many of our executive committee board members were there last night. We asked residents to sign up and join committees if they wanted to be on subcommittees to help vet these projects. We had 7,000 residents who came out to raise their voices on ideas that they wanted to see built and supported in their neighborhood. And then we went through 50 public meetings to be able to take that package to something we could bring to City Council. And then City Council did extensive public conversations to then end up with this package that arrived on the bond. And so for all of the folks that took time out to bring their kid on a Tuesday night to a town hall to raise their voice, to fill out a survey, to be able to come to a public meeting, this is your success to be able to see all of these projects now ready to go to work. So I want to thank all those folks who participated. Let's talk about where this goes from here, and then I'm excited to bring the council members up to talk a little bit about their perspective and what will happen next in some of their specific districts. There are a couple of critical commitments we are making to how this process will go. The first and most important is that all of these projects will be open to the public within 6 years. And so that will be an expedited bond timeline for what we've seen in the past. That will start today. And the great news is we're not wasting any time in getting to work. We will actually do our first groundbreaking on a bond-funded project tomorrow. We are delighted that Donna Lynn is here today. She and I were waving signs yesterday. We will be breaking ground tomorrow on the West Side Health Clinic that Denver Health is building that we were delighted to support in this bond. So you'll see that as a sign of many projects to come, the first one which will start tomorrow. You'll also see projects underway very quickly from many of our cultural facility partners. So that will be key improvements at the zoo, at the Art Museum, at the Botanic Gardens, at the Science Museum, at the Performing Arts Complex, as well as our Denver Children's Advocacy Center. So you'll see all of those moving quickly, which we're very excited about. We are going to work to make this the most fun sporting event in Denver, which is your ability to track real time the progress on all 90 bond projects over the next 6 years. And so we will work with our finance team in the first quarter of 2026. We will launch a public dashboard where you can see all 90 projects, where they are in the status, what's happening, what the timeline is, what the cost is, what the delivery dates are. So we feel like Denver has worked hard to build and to own this package. We want them to be able to monitor it, celebrate it, and push it over the next 6 years. And so thank you to our team from the Department of Finance who will be building that for the first quarter. And then I think in addition to that, we're going to stay focused on making sure that while all these projects will be done in 6 years, every one of these projects will move in 2026, whether that is to design phase, whether that's to breaking ground, whether that's to first steps of construction. What we want is to make sure that people can track progress on all of them, but they know none of these projects is being forgotten. Everyone is underway, and you'll get to see where it's going, how it's going, and when it will be done. So those are the things that we're most excited about. I want to say one last thank you before I bring up our council members to talk about their roles and the things they're excited about. Behind me, you will see all of the executive directors who run the 27 agencies whose coordinated job it will be to now deliver on this incredible package. And so while a lot of the voters of Denver's work was done last night, all of the work of our city employees starts this morning. And this is the team who will work in a coordinated way to make sure that we have an incredible safety training center, to make sure that we have a fantastic Santa Fe streetscape, to make sure that we have a built-out Park Hill golf course. All of those major projects will be under this team's leadership. We want to recognize them and celebrate them in advance for their incredible commitment to both getting these projects together and getting them built. All right, with that, I'm delighted to hand it over to my friends and colleagues from the council who have done amazing work to both shape this project, deliver it, and now ensure that it delivers on all the promises that Denverites are most excited about. So with no further introduction, I will start right here with my friend from Council District 9, Darrell Watson. Thank you, sir.
All right, brother. Hey, I wanted to say good morning. Denver voters voted, and they voted for the future of this city. They voted for all of the things that they believe in and that their families need. I think the mayor gives a good speech. He talks a lot about all the folks to thank, but he always forgets to thank himself. I want to start first with thanking Mayor Mike Johnston. I got to tell you, when we're looking at projected shortfalls in budgets, when we're looking at difficult times in the city, sometimes leaders look inside and they don't continue to focus outside and be ambitious. This leader, this mayor, focused on being ambitious. He focused on the future of Denver. And I want you to give another big round of applause to our mayor, leader of our city. There's another young man sitting back there eating a burrito that hides from the press, Mr. Evan Dreyer. I wanted to say thank you, Evan, for your leadership, for your outreach, for wrangling folks throughout this city to make sure that 2A through 2E passes, because we needed that to happen. So you and your band of misfits that did the work, and I'm looking at half of y'all in the crowd, thank you all for all the work you did to make this happen. This will not have happened, Evan, without your leadership and that of your team. So thank you so much. When we reach out to the community and we say, tell us your dreams, tell us the things that you want in your communities, they came out with over 6,000 amazing ideas. The team behind us here laid out a plan to make sure we can execute on many of those dreams within a 6-year timeline. In the fine District 9, we wanted to ensure that the Blair Caldwell Library can finally provide the space for our community to elevate our elders and our history, our African American history in the West. That library could not hold all of the artifacts from our communities without the investment from this bond. We now will have a museum within that library that tells the stories of every African American in the West and how the West impacts us. I want to thank the voters of Denver for coming out. I want to thank the voters for Denver for standing up for what they believe in. And I want to thank you, the members of the city and the leaders behind me, for executing on this great plan. And with that, I call up the birthday boy, Mr. Cashman, for your words.
Oh, good morning. I want to thank the people who made the coffee that Councilman Watson's been drinking this morning. And yesterday was my birthday. I want to thank the mayor for recognizing that. I do, however, think the Councilman Cashman birthday bump sounds like a dance I don't want my grandchildren seeing or doing. So I do want to also thank the voters of Denver. Seeing all 5 of the bond packages pass last night was a great gift. I represent District 6, near southeast, south central Denver. We got a bunch of projects in on the bond, probably the most notable. I think it was about $15 million towards the beginning of a redo of Evans Avenue from I-25 to Quebec, and that's wonderful. We'll get some improvements to our rec centers as well. But there's another 50 or 60 projects citywide that are going to go to making Denver the city we want it to be. And to those that wonder why we're doing this, yeah, $950 million is a lot of dough. We carry a $7 billion plus needs list, not a wish list, but a needs list. And so we need to do these bond issues to keep the city running and to keep the city growing. So way to go, voters of Denver. Thanks for taking the time to really look at what all this means for our city. And with that, I will pass the baton on to my colleague from District 3, Jamie Torres.
Good morning, everyone. I'm proud to represent West Denver District 3 and just really grateful. This speaks to the voters and them being able to find something that excited them in this bond package. There were so many different projects, and we all worked to make sure that all communities got served in one way or another for some things that they've been waiting years to see completed. Among those, the Santa Fe Streetscape project. We have been working on this for 10 years in the Lama Lincoln Park neighborhood to see our sidewalks actually be wide enough for two people to walk down together, to see our curb cuts actually accommodate strollers and wheelchairs, people with disabilities. It is a project like that that helped lift a lot of these projects, these bond packages through. So I thank you greatly. The animal shelter, our care for animals will be renovated. The West Denver, the West Side Clinic, the Sandoz Clinic will be renovated. Voters, I think, saw things that they recognized improved their quality of life in this bond package. And they will see it completed in the next 6 years. This is the second 6-year bond package. We're about to wrap up the RISE bond, which started in 2021. And we've already seen things come through for our community through that, including the West Denver, the Westwood Library. So we know how to deliver for Denver voters and residents through 6-year bond packages. This one, however, is 4 times as big. So it is still incredibly ambitious, but we know we can get it done. Thank you all, and thank you to the voters who helped pass these through.
Okay, I think we're happy to take a few minutes of questions if there are some. If not, we are happy to let you go on in this beautiful Denver Wednesday. Any other questions folks have? Nicole, do you want to talk a little about financing and timelines? Nicole Doheny, our CFO.
Sure.
Nicole.
Good morning. So each year, the city will go and issue a portion of those bonds, the $950 million, over the course of 6 years. So we expect to go do our first issuance in the first quarter of next year, and the money will go to each project in each year of the 6 years. We're currently working on the plan, and we'll be able to provide a plan as we get closer to the issuance date.
Anybody else? How much of a it's a huge relief, and it's a tremendous jolt of excitement. I mean, I think that when we think about every one of these 90 projects has been years in the making for community members who've been dreaming and mobilizing for the idea that someday this would happen. And so inside this package of 90 very big ideas are a lot of very big local dreams that have been waiting for a long time. And so for me, the biggest excitement is we now get to press go on all of these things that Denverites want, and they are all going to be what I call places of joy. You know, they're all going to be things that you will not ever remember where they came from or how they got built or who the mayor or the city council folks that worked on it. All you'll know is you have an amazing park down your street you love to go to every day, or you have a library that you love to visit, or you drive on safe roads and safe bridges and you're grateful for that. And we think focusing on the day-to-day work that make the city vibrant is what we're trying to deliver on, and we were so grateful that Denverites overwhelmingly believed in us to get that done. Yeah, I mean, we view this also as a vote of confidence in the work that is moving now. You know, when folks come to downtown over the last few months and see 16th Street entirely reopened, when they see homelessness at historic lows, when they see crime taking historic drops, those are all starting to have people feel like, oh, I like the way Denver feels right now, let's do more of this. And so I think this was a sign of let's do more of the vibrant placemaking that is Denver. And so I hope when people come in 6 years, they could come and stop and visit our Native American Cultural Embassy that's the first in the West. They could stop and visit our 155-acre new park. They might come to the Denver Children's Advocacy Center and look at the work that we're doing to help make sure kids in their most traumatized moments are supported. They might come to the Art Walk on Santa Fe on a Friday night and not know why it feels so amazing, just know it feels amazing. And I think that's our job here, is to deliver the places that feel incredible, even if you're not sure about all the hard work that went in to making that delivery. Yes, sir.
I just want to thank you for being public servants and serving in honor of Denver. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Well done. Team, you deserve that. Okay, I think last one. Yes?
Oh,
Okay, great. I never answer for what Councilman Torres would like to say. I appreciate that. No, we feel very confident about our capacity to deliver on these, and we spent the last 9 months planning for that delivery strategy as we were planning for this bond to go through. And that's why you'll notice there are a smaller number of projects. I think the last bond was about 500 projects. This one is about 90, and so it allows us a smaller set of projects to manage. But also we intentionally focused on, when we had to make hard decisions around staffing, making sure we had the capacity in place to be able to manage those. I don't know, Amy, do you want to come up and talk a little bit from our DOTI leader about our capacity to execute?
I think you answered it well, and we have carefully planned, along with our colleagues with the Department of Finance and others, about how we manage this job, how we flow and align our staff with the work that has to happen, and how we do it. And we're ready to hit the ground running with design, with moving things into pre-construction and into construction. So we have the staff, we have the capacity, and we're ready to move.
Okay, I will just say again a thank you to everyone who had a hand in this. This is an incredible example of how democracy works at its best. People raised their voices, they came out, they shared ideas, they packaged those ideas, they advocated for them, they knocked on doors, they made phone calls, and now those things that started at small dreams at neighborhood tables are now going to be realities lived in each one of those neighborhoods. And so thank you to Denver voters for standing up, for believing in and investing in the future of a vibrant Denver. We are now ready to get to work and make it happen.
We do Univision real quick.
Yes. Hay otra pregunta. Sí, señor.
Say something in Spanish.
Todo lo que quiero. Gracias a toda la gente aquí en Denver. Es un día increíble porque ya pasamos ese bono vibrante y ya hoy empezamos en los proyectos que van a traer 10,000 de trabajos aquí en la ciudad. Van a traer parques, centros de recreación, bibliotecas, casas asequibles, todas las cosas que la gente querían ya vamos a construir, y gracias a todos por su apoyo. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Thank you for being here.
That's right.